Roster Royale is in full effect. A lot of EMEA teams are making changes, and I've talked to 4 of them to figure out a bit of the insides behind the scenes of why they're making these roster moves and what they're expecting for the next year. I talked to Naylup from the old Entropic roster, who made a roster change last year and are now looking for a new 4th. I talked to Adouzie about all the things that happened to them at PGC and about their roster move, dropping Dante, picking up Spyrro, and then the team that Spyrro came from, Twisted Minds. And I talked to BatulinS about how PGC went for them and what the reasons behind that roster change were. And then at the end, I had Alrein, the Navi coach, come on, who's recently building a full new roster with 4 cracked youngsters after Navi released all 4 of their players, Uber after PGS2, and then the other 3 after PGC 4. Tons of interesting stuff. I'm not going to waste any of your time. Enjoy the video. My first guest is the big man himself, Naylup. How you doing, sir?
Hello, I'm good, thanks.
Had a bit of a winter break, like everybody right now.
Yeah.
But I think you've been on the grind already again, right? I feel like I've seen you streaming and stuff.
Yeah, I was not fully off. Like I didn't have like a full of months or something. I just played, I don't know, a couple times a week.
Yeah.
Just chilling some days, but like nothing too much.
Yeah.
I just don't like to be fully off.
Yeah.
Like I never liked it.
Yeah, it makes sense. Some people really enjoy it, and some people just don't wanna.
It just depends on people how they like to do it.
Yeah. That's pretty much gonna be the topic for today. I want to talk about people. I want to talk about roster moves and everything. But I think with you and with Entropic, there's a few things I want to talk about. You guys pretty much had a pretty similar PGC 2022 than to what we had, where you got 15th place, we got 17th. I thought about it, and it probably feels, I don't know if it feels worse to get 15th in the finals or to miss the finals by 1 place. Like both kind of completely sucks, right? How was the feeling for you for that whole year altogether?
I mean, that year for us was with so much up and downs. Like we started really well. Like we won like BCS 6. We had like after that also not played G-Loot, but then after that it kind of all went down. And then at PGC we were like also having a lot of ups and downs. We had like a great moments in the like I don't know, I even forget it. Was it like loser bracket 1 or 2 that we had pretty good?
Yeah.
And then
you went into last chance, right? You went into the survival games.
Yeah, in that survival games we also played really good. Like not only that last game.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to the finals, we again had like some good moments and more like bad moments, let's say.
Yeah.
But still, for you, what you're asking, if I don't know what feels worse, because like we were 15th and like for every like every game, like till the last game, we could have finished at like I don't know top 6, like even with like last good game.
Yeah.
And we died in last game with like I don't know maybe 1 point or something, and we finished 15th.
Yeah, that's rough. That's really rough.
But yeah.
Yeah, and you made a roster change pretty quickly after that. And I think you picked up Mexi at the start of the year, right? Or do I remember that wrong?
Yeah, we picked up Mexi after first BC.
Oh, okay.
We were thinking to like start the year with new player like instantly, because like but we didn't know who to pick up. I mean, we knew, but we didn't know if we were gonna go English at the beginning, because that was rough for us, because like we didn't play in English roster for such a long time.
Yeah.
And then it comes to that we said let's go let's try again like with QBE, but I don't know, me and Luca already like saw that like QB didn't have like a motivation to play the game anymore, and just like let's say it looked like he's forced to play, and that's it. So that was pretty rough. And then we decided to pick up Mexi after the first tournament. We just said, fuck it, let's go English. We know that Mexi is like really experienced players. He can teach us a lot, like make our team disciplined and stuff like that. And then it kind of started good. We finished like, was it top 5 in the rotation, first tournament with him? So
I think
it was
so.
decent.
Yeah, it looked good.
After not making even the finals of the first tournament, that's pretty good. And then was it next was PEC, right?
Next was PGS2 qualifier.
Yeah.
Right, and then it's PC fall. Yeah.
Yeah, that tournament we also started pretty good, played pretty good in qualifiers, and like won the first game in finals. Everything started well, but then we also kinda didn't manage to keep it up with the others, like Twisted Mind, Foot, and Question Mark, and teams like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like since we got Maxi, it was let's say we had like a more disciplined view of the game, and like how we need to, like every small detail matters, and like everyone had, and we had like every player has like something that he's weak on and then needs to work on, and that's probably the most that we failed. We didn't really like improve individually what we needed to, like each one of us.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that's like our probably biggest goal for next year, to like focus more on like things what your teammate has to say to you, and like what you have to improve on, so like team gets way better and like way better results.
Yeah, I think that's something you hear a lot as well, is when you ask people what went wrong, a lot of the times you hear we just made so many like small mistakes, and everybody just makes small mistakes. And it's such an, in a way it's like a boring answer because you hear it so much, but it's so real. Like one guy making one mistake can just cost you like 10 points or something.
Yeah, and even more.
Yeah. And
if like
you have so many chances to make the mistakes, right? Like,
yeah, and then if everyone makes like the mistake, like for example, I make it one game, like other guy makes it other game, and then you lose so many points to that.
And then maybe you have games where you don't make a mistake, but some games you just don't have a chance. Like some games you can't win. You can't win every game. So if you fuck up the easy games, like it's so
that's the most important thing in this game, because like you just some games you cannot do anything. You just like get max what you can, like get kills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But games where you need to get points, like where you have like opportunity, you really should take it, like because you know, like depends if you're gonna have like a lot of those games in the tournament. Of course, I don't know if you're gonna be gifted the whole tournament, then it's easier. But
sometimes you can get gifted a day or something, and that can be enough, right? In a best of 18, you have a really good first day or something, that can be enough. But then you throw one of those games, and suddenly it's not a 60-point day; it's like a 40-point day, and that doesn't make a big difference anymore. And then it's
like
so
depends
quick.
if you're playing like qualifiers or like finals. Like in qualifiers, you have like space to do, like to have mistakes and like try stuff. But in finals, if you like wanna win the tournament, be top 3, I don't think you can like have those games.
I think that's also something that we partner teams kind of forget about, is like we have those qualifiers where we have a chance to fuck up. If you have to hit a top 3 or something in an open qualifier with like a load of random teams and shit, that stuff's fucking hard as well. Like you play a best of 8 or something on one day, and you just have to get top 3 to go into upper bracket, like top 6 to go into lower bracket. That shit's wild. No space for mistakes there. But you're no longer on Entropic. I think you guys were sort of let go in November, right? Are you? And I think you've already told me you're not sticking with that same roster. You're trying to build something new, right?
I mean, we are having the same roster, but like not exactly the same. We are changing one player. Ivas is not gonna play anymore with us, so me, Maxi, and Luca are gonna stick together. We are gonna start playing like soon, like maybe in 4 or 5 days, something like that. And we already have some people in mind that we wanna try out for fourth. So, but we're not gonna rush it like anything too fast, because like we have time. We just wanna try like different people, see how everyone is like fitting in the team, and like who we think is the best for our team. So we don't rush it anything like so.
Yeah.
It's not like we don't want to be like in same situation like last year what we did, like, because we were really like, I don't know if we should change or stick and like stuff like that.
This is also the only time in the year where you can take your time.
Yeah.
And then you want to find someone that you want to find for the whole year anyways, so take 2 more weeks. Like what is I don't know, 3 scrims less doesn't really fucking matter when you find the right player for the whole year, I guess. So that makes sense. What kind of player are you still looking for? Like Luca is still the IGL, right? And then is Mexi sort of a co-IGL, or is he just being a support player?
Since Mexi joined, he started helping a lot Luca with calling and like stuff like that and like rotations. So, and me and Divas were like more like quiet players. That's the thing, and that's like something that was like missing in our team. I feel like there is no space, I think, in PUBG to have like more than one like quiet players who doesn't talk too much, you know. So let's say we are looking for one who is gonna talk a lot, give like ideas and like stuff like that, call everything, but like not the IGL, just like someone who is really communicative and who knows what to do like by himself, and just like also be pretty good mechanically. We don't want to like bring someone experienced but who is not like really at the top with mechanics and stuff like that. So, but we just want to get someone who is also really motivated to play the game. That's the most important part, because I feel like these days it's really hard to find people who are motivated to grind the game and like improve and work. So just like overall great player with like that knows what to do in game and like outside the game, and like be understandable to take criticism, and like nothing like, I would say, special.
Yeah. I think PUBG is a really weird game in that sense, where a lot of the players at the moment have a lot of the top players have an insane amount of experience and they're really, really good at the game. But because they have that experience, it's hard for other players to get to that level. So then the top players don't have to work that hard. And also PUBG feels like sometimes it doesn't reward you for working hard all the time. So you end up with like a pro scene where it feels like in other games there's just way more work put in sometimes than in PUBG, because it's so hard to put work in PUBG. Like you can't just go in, if you go in scrim 5 times a week, that's cool, but that doesn't make you a good team. Like you have to find ways to actually improve and actually do the right work.
Yeah, there's the thing, I think, with the most people like these days, with like most let's say players that are like for pretty long on the scene, like they just play scrims and like that's pretty much it. Scrims and like maybe TDM before it or something, but they barely play individually. So I think that's like a bad approach, because I feel like you have like a lot to learn like while playing the game, and like every time like especially now with new maps, like you have like Weekendy, and like there is so much new stuff that people don't know still, and that you can learn. And also like every month you see something, for example on this Discord, that someone finds like some different new mechanic, but that's mostly coming from like young kids like Russians or something that play the game the whole day, and they just like, so you see it on stream or something, and then people are like, oh, what is this, like. So it's not like people are just like lazy, I think, and that's their excuse not to play the game, because you don't need to grind PUBG to be good, but it's not really true.
They have really good excuses, but they're still excuses, I think.
I mean, you see like the best players in the world are like grinding these games. Like all Chinese people are like grinding a lot, and I don't know, Koreans, Tiggleton, like I don't know, Kickstart, all like really, really good players that are on the top are big grinders.
For sure. Cool. I think we're gonna keep it short for this one, because I want to talk to like 5 different people for this episode. That was pretty interesting. And yeah, good luck with finding your fourth. And we'll see you in the next tournament whenever that comes around.
Yeah, too. And good luck.
My next guest is a pretty famous one. It's Adouzie from Question Mark. How you doing, man?
Doing good. Actually, so fucking cold in Russia, but I think we're gonna define this one.
This is something I haven't really heard anyone talk about. I don't want to talk about politics and stuff, but I was wondering, how is it for you guys in Russia right now? Because people are wondering, do Russian pros still all live in Russia? Because I think some of them moved out of the country, right? And then how do you not get like, how is it with getting drawn into the army and stuff? How does that work? I have no idea.
I mean, it's actually working pretty hard to explain. So I think the players who stayed in Russia, they kind of safe from like the stuff.
Okay.
And yeah, we're allowed to travel, like to go anywhere. So it's right now it's fine.
Yeah.
And I hope it's gonna be like the same after. Like the players who moved from Russia, I guess it's only because of their like teams. So it's only like a couple of players from like Russia, I think.
Yeah.
So they moved only because they was forced by contracts by their organizations. So I think it's still safe to be here and everything is fine.
Good. That's good to know. There's an obvious topic that we have to talk about, and that people really want to know about. You're probably tired of talking about it at this point, but we'll try to go through it quickly. I think it's fair to say you got kind of robbed at PGC. Do you want to sort of talk about how it happened for you guys in the moment? Like what happened, and then what did the admin say, and how did it go down for you?
I mean, it's easy to explain. We just like our 4PC just turned it off. We start louding because it's like first time for the 6 years, and we before this tournament, like on like I don't remember what tournament we played, but it was open qualifiers. We actually played like 3 or 4 rounds. We played top 3 because Phil first have the problems with his like electricity at home, and like in the moment when we played, like when we're starting to play first game at the qualifiers, he like his electricity went off and he just ran to his car and drive to the like PC cafe to play quals. And then when we qualified to PGC, like we told to each other, okay, no problems. We just have to play our best games. Like no any PC issue, like nothing. We just have to play good. And this happened. And we actually start just laughing because this happened actually on the LAN. And when we just stand up on the stage, we realize it's only our booth. So I don't know. I just start like screaming to referee just restart the game because it was people like saying we was like our PC turned it off on phase 3 or something like that. But actually it was more early. It was phase 2, I think. We just people looking on Twire when like our teams and like on esports map on translation when we just like when our players went off on the like screen. We disconnected early. Like
you
our
disconnected
PC,
like earlier, for sure.
Our PC turned off early, and it was like I think it was on after phase 1. We just get the shrink on the phase 2. Like everything was good for us.
Really
this happened, and and after when we realized it's only our booth, I just told the referee to restart the game or like do something, and they just say just wait, just sit. We like reporting it to Crafton, just wait. So I realized like they're not gonna do anything when the referee said it. Actually, Bestalash thought it's like I think everyone of my team thought it's gonna be restart or something like for us. But I don't know. In my mind, I already realized it. Like nothing. We just have to play next games. So when we had like the meeting with after this game, like on back of side of stage, we had the meeting with head of esports and the other guy. His name is Jake. I don't remember like what is he doing. So
I know Jay. I don't know Jake.
Oh yeah, Jay.
Jay is
yeah.
like a big esports guy. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
So Jay and the other guy.
Not sure who.
Like I was so emotional after that, and I was like so close to, I don't know, to ban me on every tournament.
Yeah.
Because I was like a lot of to say.
Yeah.
But actually I didn't say anything. So yeah, and like with this thing, we just played the other games, and it was kind of hard to like play the other games when like this thing in your mind.
Yeah.
We tried to kind of forget it for like a moment, but yeah, after the like last game when actually you kill us, we have to kill you. You was in the better position, and if we like killed you, I think we had the chance to qualify.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure. So yeah, when we died in the last game, like in fight with you, it was like actually it was enough fight. We just run like with ton of smokes and like everyone shoot us, so it's nothing you can do.
No.
So yeah, after that, yeah, I just turned like my ears in the ears and just went to the room number. Like didn't speak with anyone. Just listen music and went to the hotel because it was really kind of hard to say anything.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just listening to the story and I get like so upset. I haven't thought about this since it happened, you know. I've been living my life and shit, but just listening to it from your POV is so upsetting. Yeah. Because it's just so bad. And I didn't realize it in the moment. I was looking at the map, but I'm focusing only on my boys, you know. I didn't realize. And then somebody's like, what the fuck happened to QM? And I look at, and you all died to play zone. And I went and looked at the game. And you would have 100% qualified if you played that game. Like, that was going to be probably like a 12-point game for you or something. You had like a pretty free edge. And it's just so fucking brutal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. But also, I like the people who are saying like we had 11 games to qualify, or like we should qualify more early. And I guess they didn't realize this, like not the like our quals or like the small tournaments. It's like the best tier PUBG. So every games matter.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's actually like any games on the lines like PGC or PGS can cost a game. So also like we had a game when Twist dropped on us, and like actually one game cost us a tournament. Yeah. So yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. But the problem is, as soon as they wait and they let the game finish, there's nothing good they can do anymore. If they remake the game, it's like so bad for us. It's so bad for Pero. It's really fucked up. And if they don't remake the game, it's super fucked up for you. If they give you some random amount of points, if they say, okay, we're going to give QM 4 points, and then you qualify, some people are going to be upset. If you don't qualify, you're going to be upset. Like, there's no good way anymore. The only good thing they can do is instantly just say, okay, like, we have to remake.
Like, when we stand up and realize it's only our boost, I, like, told to our referee, like, you have to say, like, to someone, I don't know who, like, who to restart a game, because, like, if game going to be finished, like, I can't say like to the game who wins this game, bro, like you win the game, but we, like our PC crashed, so okay, we're gonna play again. Like
it's
fucked. Not fair. So
as soon as they let the game play out, it's fucked. And like I understand that it's not that easy, because what if one of you, for example, like accidentally turned the power off, for example, right? Like what if it was your fault? And then they remake and other teams get fucked because of it or something. You know, like they're scared to mess it up. So I kind of understand, but it took so long. They didn't only let the game play out. There was like a 30-minute break or something, right? Where they just didn't know what to do. They were completely helpless. And I think that's really fucked up. Like, they need to know exactly what they want to do in the moment and just do it.
Yeah, I hope they like gonna change something in the rule book, and they're gonna be ready for situations like that.
I mean, the good way would be to have a pause button. If they could just hit pause, it'd be so good.
Like we have pause in Dota, in CS:GO, in like
League of Legends,
like in Valorant. Every game like have the pause function. Why PUBG don't have it? I don't know.
So actually, Apex does it really well, where when they hit pause, the server waits until no one takes damage for like 3 seconds. So they make sure that nobody's in a firefight while it's paused. Because let's say you're pushing a team, right? You're peeking over the ridge, and you haven't even started shooting yet, or you're shooting a guy and then the game pauses. That's fucked up. But yeah, it'd be really nice. But I don't think that's going to happen, honestly. I don't think they're going to waste a lot of resources for a feature that's only going to be in esports. I just don't see it happening, to be honest.
When we had a meeting, actually, they said they're gonna work on it.
Okay.
Like we had the personal meeting with them, so they will like think in like this way to. I mean, they will say this problem to Televo team, and they will like think what they can do. So
maybe
I think this function can be in PUBG.
It should be. It'd be really nice.
I don't know like when, but it's have to be actually like. What you can do in our situation, you have to like just press pause and
figure out the problem.
Best solution.
Yeah, it'd be very nice for sure. Let's move on. You guys have made a really big roster move after this PGC, and you guys have let go of Dante and you picked up Spyrro. After it was clear that Spyrro was let go from Twisted Minds. How long have you known? Was Twisted Minds deciding after PGC? So has it not been that long, or did you know before that?
We didn't know. We didn't know like nothing actually. Spyrro just when we like told the news about Spyrro, I actually thought he's going to Navi, and I didn't like. Ask him to play with us because I feel like he's playing with Navi for sure because like we don't have a org. We didn't play it like we have the different play style, and we played some tests with other players, and we didn't like ask Spyrro, but and like I don't remember what this day was, but I just played the game. I just played PUBG, and like Phil first said to me, Spyrro asking us to play it, like to test with us, and I said yes for sure because he's like the best player in EU. So yeah, we just start. We actually didn't play a lot with him, but we played like a couple of Scream games. I mean Scream days, but like everything was good actually. He's like experienced player. Actually, yeah, like experience. He's like aim, like game knowledge. Everything is like on high level. So also like he was fine with our communication. We actually played with him. Like for example, I don't know how to explain actually. Like I feel he played with us a lot already.
He just fit in. There was no problem. Yeah, just slots right in.
I still like thinking we have to play a lot of scrims with him and like feel each other. But yeah,
you always do, right? When you have a new player.
Yeah,
that's nice. So
you about said, Dante.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, after PGC and like after any tournament, I never thinking about the roster changes. Like in my opinion, like I gonna kick the player only if he will stop playing the game, or I will like see he's not like doing too much, to like he's not participating like in the like team. He just I don't know, like slacking, going like to some parties, not playing a game. So that's like only free thing when I will start thinking about the like change. I'm never thinking about the roster changes, and like we played with Hobbites, we played with like Dante, and all of change was not forced by me. It was like by players or by like another players from the team. So with Dante just as he said, like he sometimes he played really bad, and people blame him a lot. Like some pros blame him for no reason. I actually, it was fine for me. He did well for me, in my opinion. He just had some problems with mental, maybe, because when I actually when we did good, no one said anything like about Dante, but his stats was not good. Anyway, still, when we win something or like when we just played good, but when we're playing bad, like overall all team, I don't know why everyone's saying like the bad thing about Dante, but we actually played like all of us playing bad.
Okay.
So I don't know why everyone's saying this. So I think he just start feeling he's like he is a problem, and he start feeling it by himself.
Yeah.
Actually, we didn't say like anything against him, and like yeah. So it was just his decision. So
yeah,
we just
makes sense. I
playing
mean,
with Spyrro right now.
So it was. So did he leave before he left before you knew Spyro was becoming free, right? That's what you're saying. Yeah, he decided to leave. He didn't want to play anymore because the chemistry was just kind of gone, and the team mentality was just.
He didn't say like he have anything against like against us. Like we actually have no problems between each other. We like still good friends. Like nothing wrong between us.
Yeah.
He just start feeling he's like not doing this like enough things.
Yeah.
I think. But as a player, I think I just played him with 3 years, and it's actually like the good player. He's not streaming like sometimes he's not playing PUBG a lot, but if I will like say, guys, okay, we like this month we're screaming like the whole weeks, and only like we have day off on weekends. He will do this. He will not say like, okay, I'm tired. I don't want to play this. I don't want to play this.
Yeah.
Like this tournament is not like is a small tournament. I don't want to play this. So he's like the guy who is putting the hard work in the game, but sometimes it's not enough.
Yeah.
It's like about personal.
And sometimes like you stick together with a team and stuff just starts going wrong and you have to make a change. It doesn't have to be his fault, right? Like sometimes you just need to make a change.
I mean, actually, I think we didn't have any problem with like I didn't plan to make any change. We just had the problems with mental things by like one player, and we actually have to work on this together. But in my opinion, like if you're like tier 1 player and you have some troubles with mental things or like like with this, you have to fix it by like by yourself, because I can't like help with this. Like I'm not the guy who is like doing actually this. So I had no idea how to fix this. So you have to like do it by yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And it's hard. I think it's the hardest issues to fix is your own mental. And especially in PUBG where like some players, for example, right, they just struggle when they go to a big tournament, but you have so little big tournaments that like you can't practice it that much. You just have to perform. You're at PGC, you have to perform now. It's not like you can just say, all right, next month is the next PGC. You have one more year until that's the next one. So it's hard.
Actually, our team is a good example. When I went to first PGC in Korea, like in the quarantine days, we just finished on the third. Like last places. Only because I had the players who didn't play like the lens. It was actually the first lens by these players, and we played bad. So the next one, I already got like players who played the LAN, they got experience, so the next LAN was better. And this PGC not was better than PGS, but yeah, I feel like we still have the good chance if we qualify to final and play maybe better than PGS or like PGC in Dubai.
Yeah. Now you're getting Spyrro from Twisted Minds. I think you're looking like a top 2 European team maybe right now. I think the first 2 teams that come to mind for me are Twisted Minds and you at the moment.
Maybe, but it's only on paper. Like,
yeah, you never know.
I'm not gonna say anything. Yeah, we just have to play a lot.
We'll have to see, 100%. Did you talk with Spyrro about why he is out of Twisted Minds at all?
Actually, no. Like, first of all, I'm not interested. Actually, it's like his own story with his team, so I don't care like what's wrong with his like old team, or like it was his decision also. Maybe we will ask him someday.
Yeah, I'm just fishing for gossip, you know. I'm just just throwing my hook out.
It's fine. But
it's okay.
Maybe like some of my teammates ask him. I don't know.
You don't really care.
Actually, I don't care.
Cool. I think we're gonna cut it there. I think that was really interesting. I had a lot of questions written down, but you just brought up all the topics by yourself, so I didn't even have to ask anything. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I think you're gonna have a pretty good year. I think you're gonna be one of the best teams, but I guess we'll have to wait and see until the next tournament kicks off.
Only if we're gonna play like a lot and first practice as always. So it's
gotta stay
like,
grinding.
Yeah, you can't be the good team if you're like doing actually nothing. Or like you can't actually think about your skill only. So
yeah, for sure, you have to put in the work.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck next year. Hope you have a good rest of your New Year's, of your cold Russian winter, and talk to you soon.
Yes.
My next guest doesn't really need an introduction, but for the listeners, especially for the video, I'll do it anyways. I'm joined by BatulinS from Twisted Minds. How are you doing, Sasha?
Yeah, hello everyone. Hello, Kowo. I'm doing great. Already started to practice as a new roster for a new season and feeling confident, so all good.
Sounds good. I want to talk about the new roster, but before I want to talk about PGC really quick. It went how it kind of always goes for Twisted Minds. You did really well. You were looking like you could win it, and the last day was probably not what you guys were hoping for. I don't want to sort of, put more salt in the wound, of course, but do you want to talk a little bit about how the last day went and what you think went wrong?
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, the last day was kind of the same as previous year in terms of how it started. It even started much better than previous year because we won the first game.
Yeah.
And our opponents like Nanawa or 17, they played very bad in the beginning. So everything kind of was telling us that this is our year, finally, yeah. It was very confident win in the first game. Luckily, this Nanawa just made some stupid rotation in this first game in Miramar. And they basically let us, because they made rotation from our side, and they gave us the whole territory on this side of the map. And with this circle, Miramar, our best map, high ground, all the information, my team was playing as 3 people. I was playing solo for all the time. So everything went very good for us, and we won it. And then we played the second Miramar, and we made a very, very good rotation in the center. And somehow I decided that instead of having good position, I want to play a very good position. And I sent us from one deep to another deep from another side of the road. And this like move made us die, basically, yeah. So if I wouldn't do anything, wouldn't call anything, we would play this game easily, just get points step by step. Like the only thing we had to do in this game, day 3, just getting a little bit points every game.
Yeah.
But instead, We were doing some hurry up moves. Also, pretty unlucky situation that every time Cerber is gonna push us or Genji staying in the deeps from the first circle on Taiago. So everything was against of us, and we also were playing kind of fast instead of just playing slow.
Yeah.
Maybe because of the pressure, maybe also because I don't know, honestly. Not even pressure, because this I re-listened all the team speaks. I rewatched all the games, and this finals was basically my best personal game of all the time, of all LAN tournaments. So basically my best tournament. So I was not nervous at all, and I would just say we just lost.
Yeah.
We just lost last day. We did more mistakes than Danawa did, and that's why they won and we didn't. Did we deserve to win? Of course we did. Did we deserve to lose? Of course we do. Like we played not good, and this time it was different because I feel like in Dubai, like this pressure kind of won us. Yeah, like it was higher than our play good.
Yeah.
So that's how it is. Just we were worse than our.
Yeah. It also, this stuff happens. And from the outside, it was looking like the same thing again. I was like, I saw you guys sending middle and then you get pushed by Cerberus, you know, and I get flashbacks. I'm like, they're sending too much. Maybe they're under pressure, but sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes PUBG is just really hard and sometimes things are against you. And yeah, I mean, it's good to hear that it wasn't the pressure.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean,
It's fine.
sometimes it's hard. Sometimes the other teams are really good. Sometimes the games are hard. It's just PUBG is a rough game sometimes.
That's basically what always happening to us. Like our strength is our stability, that we always on top. No matter which teams in the lobby, how do we play, which circles do we play, we're still on top. But at the same time, there are always going to be at least one or two teams who play very good.
Yeah.
They could be lucky. They could be just basically very good. Everything could work better for them. Especially in this tournament. So it basically was like that. It was Navi, for example, 1 year ago. It was Sonics in PGS2 in Riyadh. It was Danawa this year. Only 17 is basically something like us, who always somewhere close, but still not winning.
Except in PGS1, but yeah. They're similar.
Yeah. PGS1 was just the only reason I would say why we're not like top, like we're not fighting 17 for top 1, because we were having hot drop for the whole tournament. At the same time, Perfectix was ill until the end of the tournament. It was so hard for us. Yeah. So kind of like this. It's gonna be very interesting for me. The biggest question is next year. PGC, are we gonna fight with 17 gaming for this top 1? If so, then I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting.
It's an interesting question. We'll get to it in a moment, because I think right now it's very hard. It's very hard to predict who's gonna be the top teams. Sonics didn't look that good now. You have made a roster change. Navi's obviously doesn't even exist anymore. So it's really interesting to see what the rosters are gonna bring next season. That's what I want to talk about. The big topic is obviously, I think after PGC, you as a team, as an org, have made the decision to drop Spyrro, correct?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk me through how that went? What the reasons behind that were? What's the goal you were going for with that roster change?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say too many things about what's the reason of this. Of course I will, but not too much. So just to still have some guesses for people. Not gonna say everything that was inside team and so on. So first of all, what should I say? That we are good friends with Spyrro. So it was not like this kind of kick where you just stop talking to this human anymore. So no, it's not our case. Also, of course, it's because we were playing 4 years together, and it would be kind of dumb if we wouldn't. Like, he's still part of a family, you know, for us. Surely, for him, it would be still questionable, because definitely he was ready to work more. and this roster change is kind of just like, it's hard. Already feel like it's hard to find the the right words for it. So yeah, it was a decision of the team, and how it was. So first of all, I need to say that there are no better players in CIS region than these 4 players we had, like Perfectix, Lou, Spyro, and me, and not even the same quality of players. So this change was like, we were like, who can be another player instead of Spyro? And in our opinion, Example is basically the only one who deserves it. And definitely he has a big achievement as a PGC winner, as basically he was the best player in Navi for all the time. Tornado, Navi, statistically, I'm not saying about like his impact in Navi gameplay, right? You could only see the statistics that he was killing everyone. He was MVP for many tournaments, and what also very important, I was playing with him before in M19, so I kind of knew what to expect from this player. So in our opinion, the only player who could possibly replace Spyro was Example. This is the first thing. What's the difference between Spyro and Example right now? Definitely is that Example doesn't know all this experience that we got as a team. So that's basically the only weakness we have right now, that we need to teach Example of how we play all the games. What do we do? Like our team roles, what each player should do, what exactly his role in the team, like how everything gonna work for him, like in which situations he gonna support player, in which situations he can go and play aggressively. It's since we have like Lou, who is always in front, or Perfectix, who is also really likes to play definitely like somewhere in the first line, and me, who is like rocks
chilling
everything
on a mountain.
So Example needs to get used to it, and this is the only weakness, and it's kind of, I don't think it's wrong to say that it's weakness right now for us, because anytime when a new player comes to the team, the biggest problem is that you need to get used to him, to communicate with him. Like with Spyro, like we start the game and like boom, and he doesn't he know what to do. With Example, you need to explain to him. So this is the thing. Now, what was the reason of changing the Spyro? I would say that the first reason is that training session process gives to all the players, the training session moment is enjoyment. And every time you come to a training session to playing scrims, you enjoy doing this. For Spyro, in our opinion, it was more like work, like routine, and he didn't really enjoy it. And we felt like that possibly this year he might even be less interested in this process. And since we are a team of hardworking players, it might be a fuck-up situation for us. It's not like we couldn't play with Spyro more. Easily can. But we are not... one part of a team was not sure if this training process will be enjoyable for all the players. And here's a very important moment. So this enjoyment during the training session should be pure, like should be natural. You should really love it. And if you love it, it's very easy for you to make some progress, work with other players, and just chill together. It, like become better, but at the same time you enjoy what you're doing. If it's natural, it's easy. If you have to do many things, like try to think positively about it or whatever, it's kind of hard. Like just some days is fine, but some days when you feel not good, it really might be very hard for you. And for other players, it's very important to every time to be like giga professional. If it's not very professional, it brings some like not conflicts. We never had any conflicts. It was more like just this psychological difference between players. And I would say that's the only reason, because Spyrro at the tournament basically is still one of the best players. Every PGC, he is statistically very good. And you never see the Spyrro as like anyhow bad in any aspect of the life. You know, like we always just, if it would be different, we wouldn't stay and play together for 4 years. So
Yeah.
all the people should understand that this change is more like we just try new thing. That's all.
It's
And
also,
this is,
you've been together for so long, right? And it's hard when you're together for this long and you're successful for that long. It can be really hard to keep up that motivation. And then, like you're saying, you're a hardworking team. Bringing in a new guy means you have to work on all things again. You have to do everything again. But it also helps you just to work fresh and sort of reset that. I don't want to say getting bored, but like it gets harder to work on the same things.
Yes, this is the second reason. It's more like not the reason why we kick Spyrro, more like why we want another player, because it's like a fresh blood. And just fresh blood, you just want to talk. You just every analysis of each moment of the game is kind of more interesting, even for coaches. So when I'm talking about this replacement, it's not only about how players feel, it's also about how coaches can feel. And that's also important, because each part of a team lives this life together, talk, like come up with some ideas which they want to talk with us, with the players. And with a new player, it's like just a little bit more interesting. Yeah, something like this. This is what I can say. Like there is no bad things. Like of course there are some moments of some difference in characters between some of the people. Like someone likes to talk, someone doesn't like to talk, and many stuff, you know. But it's not important. The only important is this thing.
I mean, if you're together for 4 years, there's gonna be some moments where you clash a little bit, some moments where you disagree a little bit. But yeah, I think that's good. I think that's gonna give people a really good idea of what's happening and why you made these changes. I want to talk about 2 more things. You've also added Haruzen back as an assistant coach. I could ask him himself, but he left originally because he wanted to keep playing, right? Is that correct? When he left from VP?
Yeah, that's the only reason.
And now he realized that he wants to come back.
It was something like he announced that he doesn't want to be a pro player anymore. He's like, he doesn't think that the effort he puts in the game will possibly give him any results. And I would say it's pretty normal as a PUBG player, since our system is kind of tough for most of people. And so he decided he would better try to find some work in real life, and that's all. And then we saw it and we thought we wanted a second coach. And we thought, like, if not Hiruzen, then who can be better on this role? And we decided to write him, and he was like, yeah, let's try. And basically that's all.
Why did you say you want a second coach? Can you tell me a little bit about the roles, what Tab is doing, and what you want Hiruzen to be doing?
So first reason is that we are replacing a player. We're doing it for the first time in the history of this team. And we think that one more human resource can help us to analyze any possible like situations between players. Like we'll basically, one coach will look at all POVs that example playing, and it's going to be the top, because he knows how the system works in the team right now, because Hiruzen doesn't know now. He needs some time also. He's basically also new. So, and just 4 hands is better than 2 hands.
4
in
eyes
any,
is better.
for everything. So yeah, this is the first reason. And also it's something fresh, also good.
It's nice. It's nice that you can do that. Spyrro has gone to question mark. I kind of think they're, to me, on paper, they look like the second best team in Europe right now, maybe. he can probably bring a lot to that team as well, right? If from playing with you guys for 4 years, he must have a ton of input on the game and ideas and experience to bring, right?
Yeah, and not only this, it's very interesting to see how he was playing in central team, like I mean, mid in who plays from middle, and now he's playing from completely different edge team, and he can basically introduce himself as a guy who knows everything of how like central teams playing. At the same time, play with one of the best edge teams, at least in Europe. Yeah. So in my opinion, it's very interesting. We're not talking now about if he will feel himself comfortable with this type of players, who is playing for question mark. But who knows? You never know.
Yeah.
Maybe everything gonna be great for them.
I think if they work as people together, if the chemistry works, they should be super strong. But you never know until they play. What do you think about the Navi roster?
Navi roster is definitely something you would want to see how it works.
Yeah.
Because so how does Navi works right now? They have coach Alrein, who won the PGC, and he's basically like father of this roster. He wants to have a structure, which is he definitely takes a lot from our team, and also his knowledge and his experience from his previous roster, Navi roster. He has 4 players, very young players, motivated players, because they basically got, this is time when you can say that you got this chance to get to Navi.
Yeah.
And like it was before many years ago that if you get to Navi, you're basically getting to the best CIS organization. So it means it's like this chance you have to work for it.
Yeah.
And they are like they're 4 young players. They're giga motivated. They don't have any experience before. They should work hard every day until this year ends. They have this partnership with PUBG, LAN tournaments. They have everything. Yeah. They just need to work, and it's going to be very interesting. I would say, for me, it's hard to expect high places from them because I don't see how 4 players without any knowledge, even if they are like their aim is like gut aim, they can kill everyone. I still don't see how they're gonna play, and especially when they got to LAN tournament without all this coach, without computers around you, like information. You just get to this place on arena, and you have to play. You have fans who are like screaming not Navi. They're gonna scream 70 gaming, new happy, but not Navi. And every game is different, and this pressure is hard. So we should see like the whole year. If they will make history with this roster, it's amazing because these 4 players is very young and it's interesting for me.
Yeah, for sure. But they might take some time.
That's for sure.
Yeah. And like, I think someone made the point, I forgot when it was, but they were like, there's always going to be so much pressure on these players because they're coming in, everybody's looking at them now. They're in with a global partner team. They're this full new roster from the last year PGC's champion. There's a lot of pressure going on around these guys, and they're so young and so still sort of inexperienced on the bigger stages. It's gonna be hard, but they have a lot of potential, I guess. It's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, I just, when I was chilling like after PGC, I was rewatching their games, and I would say definitely now it's weak. Right now, what I see is very weak.
Yeah.
But since I know that their coach will work a lot and all the players going to work a lot, maybe it's going to be pretty good, especially in Europe. So I wish only luck to these players. I don't know about this, this situation about hackatory, like about cheats. I don't want to talk about it. I don't know anything about it. And I don't care, honestly. I just wish them to play good.
That's also something that's gonna be even more pressure. I don't
definitely,
there's a lot of accusations and stuff. It doesn't matter until there's proof. But if you're coming to a LAN and everybody's like, oh my god, we're gonna see Hackatory on LAN, he's gonna be terrible, that's extra pressure. That's even harder. But again, I think everybody's looking at them. It's like an exciting project as well, like for them and for the coach, because I don't think you'll ever have a chance to form a team like that, right? You never get just 4 young players together that are super committed to work because they're on a big org now. So they could go a lot of different ways with this team, and it's going to be super interesting to see how they pull it off.
I would say the situation is completely new for PUBG. It's kind of normal for CSGO with their budgets, with their many organizations, with everything they have.
Yeah.
But for PUBG, it's something new, and that's why it's also interesting to see.
Yeah.
I would also say there is one more CS team that we should have our eyes on. Is this old Navi roster?
Yeah.
With I guess they're playing with Levante.
Yeah.
Who previously played for Patsamalot. I can't imagine what to expect from them because as far as I know, they don't even have a coach. So they're kind of just 4 players and they're just hanging out together. But their experience is huge. So you should always expect from them. And they might get organization. I don't know any more information. Okay. Well, let's say I know the information, but it would be not good if I would say anything.
Okay.
But just the fact that they might get an organization is already interesting.
That's really good. I was gonna say that. I feel like that roster needs motivation, because they've done everything, they've achieved a lot. Now they've kind of fallen down one level, right? But sometimes also getting kicked from your org can be good new motivation, right? It can sort of wake you up a little bit. But we promised to keep this short, and I promised to let you go before scrims.
Sure.
So we should stop starting new topics all the time. I'm just gonna let you go. And thank you so much for coming on, Sasha. That was nice.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thank you for this bathrobe. I have to say, I just DM'd Kowo, but I like this color more than mine. So basically, you need to give me this.
I can bring it next LAN. We can work something out.
Sure. Easy.
All right. See you later, Sasha.
Yeah, see you. Thank you. Bye.
My last guest for this episode is no one else but Alrein from Navi. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Thank you for the invitation. Nice to see you.
I wasn't sure if I was gonna get someone from Navi. You guys are really busy at the moment. I feel like there's a lot going on. There's a lot we can talk about. So I'm happy you are here. And there's a lot of conversation about Navi at the moment, but I kind of want to start from the beginning. You guys won PGC 2022. You guys did amazing. You had a crazy last day, won the World Championship. And then it all kind of went downhill from there. You struggled a lot in the online tournaments. It ended up with a roster move very late in the year. Can you talk to me a little bit about, from your perspective, sort of what happened and how things went after PGC?
Yeah, I tend to say I wish we didn't win it because everything actually went down after that, as you said. I actually think right now, thinking back what happened and the whole year is just a big failure, to be honest. Everyone understands that in the team and outside of the team. So basically I came to the conclusion that we were not ready for that win at that moment. What I actually mean is we were not ready to process the win afterwards. So when we actually won, of course, as a coach, I understood the boys can lose a little bit of track of motivation. Everything changes. You need to set new goals to keep up grinding and so on. And we had conversations basically about everything. And I think we managed to find a new purpose of grinding, new achievements that we want to make, and so on. Everyone found their own goals and general team goals as well. But in practice, I think the motivation and this passion for the game was not there anymore. And I think it's a common thing that any team that wins the best tournament in PUBG, like they can come to this situation. That's why right now I believe I would have made some different conclusions after winning. So we didn't came into the situation of losing the next year like that. Yeah, that's it probably.
So you guys had a pretty rough year afterwards. You just talked about it. And then before PEC Fall, after PGS2, you made the decision to let go of Uber, right? And you brought in a young guy, a less experienced guy. You brought in Fairist. I think individually he did pretty well for his first sort of tournament with the team, but it wasn't enough. Do you want to talk a little bit about why that decision was made? Why you felt like you had to? Why you felt like something had to change in the team? Was that the team? Was that you? Was that the org? Where does that come from?
We always make decisions. In the previous roster, we were always making decisions like as a group, as a team. It was never like a decision of an org or one player or a coach. Yeah, it could have been initiated by someone. Like you cannot initiate everything together. Of course, someone initiates, but decisions are made together. And I can only say like it was heartbreaking for everyone and for me, of course, because the championship roster. I really wanted the last year to be another championship, because I think it would have been like historical thing, and this is what I was aiming for, and the boys were aiming for. So by changing one player, you basically like give up on that goal, right? Yeah. You cannot make it with the same roster twice anymore. You can make it with another roster, and it's like not what you expected at the beginning of the season, because like you said, the mentality for the season of the team. So the change unfortunately was like just necessary. It was because outside of the game's thing, if I can say so, like Uba is just like a perfect fit for that team. Everyone understood that. It was like obvious from the moment he joined the team. Like we just like grew up really hard after that. And in game, like everything was still there, but we just couldn't continue like playing anymore. Like we did something like this.
Happens.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Now, I think everybody was a little shocked to see the whole roster sort of slowly let go after that. I don't know the exact timeline, but basically, it's always, people see this in Pro Hub and they see example posting that he's a free agent and stuff, so it slowly trickles out to the public. But now we are left with no more players from the old roster. Alia, Melman, example have also left or are gone, and you have a full new roster of young players. Can you talk me through how that process happened, how that decision was made, sort of how it came from the old roster to the new roster?
Yeah, after we have swapped Uba with Fairist, like we still had chances like to qualify for PGC, but actually like we were thinking that Riyadh tournament was like the main thing at that moment, and we wanted to qualify to the PGC through like this global series points and so on. But after that, like the only way for us to qualify was PEC Fall, and we knew like if we do not qualify to the to the PGC, like obviously some changes need to be made. Like I think it should be obvious, like for everyone. You just cannot like lose the season like that, not even qualify to the to the PGC, and with all the invites and stuff, like just we cannot afford that, like, obviously, and I think boys think as well. So that's why when we understood like we didn't make it, we thought like we need to make changes in our roster, and the org cannot keep up with the roster that is not winning, right? Basically.
Was it just a decision that was made at some point by you or the org that you want to start fresh? Or was it like a gradual process that you were looking for new players and then you figured at some point, oh, this player should probably leave as well?
There was no plan of like bringing a new roster or something like. I think there was like an opportunity also for us to continue playing like as a whole. We could have like continued playing together with Navi and stuff like, but just like the total failure of the season and the result doesn't let us, like, I think it's just like I don't know, placebo, you know, like thinking that was unlucky or something. I just like I think the result is like direct guidance of what you did, how you trained, and what you achieved. It's never unlucky. Like, result is never unlucky. If it can be unlucky when like top 5, you know, first, second, third place, but if you fail so hard the whole season, like, something should be changed. So some players didn't want change, others wanted. I don't want to like disclose that, of course, because it's like internal stuff. Just like there was a team talk, of course, as usual. As I said, all decisions are made together, and I talked to all the players. I gathered their opinion of what should be done. I talked to the org, to this esports department of Navi, the sports director himself, and gathering all the feedback of everyone, we decided like we need to continue, but the roster should be changed. Something like this. Yeah. And at that moment, I didn't have like the whole picture of what it will be. We are not like you know, thinking about, oh, we want to bring this player, that's why we need to kick another one. No, it's always like we are forced, or we need to make a change, and afterwards we are just like finding the solution of who can fit, how it can work, and so on. Like, it's not pre-fire, you know, pre-fire before kicking. So after we understood like who leaves, how it's set, and so on, then I was like I wanted example to stay in that roster. So the first idea was to make a roster with example being on that roster and so on. But afterwards, like, things changed, and we decided after PGC that there will be a whole new roster. Something like this.
Interesting. Was example in conversations with Twisted Minds after he left Navi, or did he leave Navi because of Twisted Minds?
That's the question for example, right?
Okay. Fair enough. Did all the new players are Ukrainian? Navi is a Ukrainian org. Obviously, there is big conflicts with having Russian and Ukrainian players, or possible conflicts. Doesn't have to be, but possible conflicts having Russians on your team. Did that play a role in the roster changes?
It played role in whom we are picking, but not like
not in the fact that you're letting go.
Not in the fact that we are changing the roster, something like this. As I said, like, we can continue and so on if we are showing results and everything, like championship roster, and so on.
Makes sense.
So when it came to like we need to pick new players, then of course this like was one of the factors that we were considering, me as a coach, and org.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. So now the roster is, it's Fairist, it's Diffix, Hakatori, and Saucid. All of these players have a lot of talent, I think it's fair to say. None of them have a great amount of experience on the big scene. You've been playing together for a month now or something like that, I guess? A little bit less, maybe?
Something like that, yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about how the team works, how the roles work in the team, and how the structure is supposed to be? What you're planning for next year, sort of, with this team?
Yeah, definitely. As you said, like the team is not experienced enough at this moment, and I just like my idea is about them getting that experience next year of tournaments, LANs, and so on. I think like experience can be achieved, can be reached. Like at some point, new players need to come and they need to gain that experience, and the scene will not change if new players are not coming. So some of players like just cannot have the opportunity, and these guys, they have this opportunity right now. So the idea is like with the experience on an international scene and tier 1 tournaments in EU, they should be capable of reaching that experience with their motivation and grinding potential and the skill. It should be working. Something like this, yeah. And about the structure and rules, it's not completely set, of course. Like it's just 1 month. We're making a lot of tests with different players and stuff, and each player could have brought like something different, and the whole structure would have changed, you know, like only one player coming and everything can change in the roster, who's IGLing, who's helping with stuff and so on. I tend to like have some decision-making roles on the team and just like execution roles, something like this. I'm not sure we'll just stick to that combination, but so far we'll try different things, like 1 IGL, 3 executors, 2 decision makers, 2 performers, maybe 3 IGLing guys, with 1 being just like an executor, a performer. Yeah, we'll figure it out like sooner, and I think like everything will definitely change after the first tournament, because you can like truly understand what's working only when you played the tournament, right?
Yeah.
Screams and stuff is just like theory.
For sure.
Yeah, so we're not like finishing the structure on something exactly right now, but one thing I can like definitely say, the Fairist will be an IGL on that team. Okay. Something like this. Yeah.
Interesting. That was the thing that sort of stood out to me when I saw the roster changes. I thought the logical idea for me was build a new roster around Melman, so you have the experienced IGL and you can bring all these new guys in. And I thought, okay, this makes a lot of sense. And then it was like everyone's gone. I was like, okay, this is a full new from the building from the ground up. It's a different kind of project then, but it's exciting, and I think it's probably exciting for you as a coach as well. I feel like there's no situation where you can have this much impact as a coach than you can have with a fully fresh roster, right? Where you can try and guide them, try and direct them. So I think everyone is looking at Navi right now, and there's a lot of eyes on you. There's a lot of expectations. I think there's a little bit of extra pressure because you are a global partner. If these 4 guys were playing together on a different name and not this known, then there would be a lot less pressure. And there's the added pressure of that they haven't played much LANs, And there's the added pressure that there's a lot of rumors going around if some players on the roster are cheating or not. How do you personally and how do you as a team handle that? Because it's a really weird situation to be in, right?
It's not like it's not cool, of course,
Yeah.
like that. But of course, before like testing new players and stuff, I'm like watching each player, the reputation, the skill, and everything. Like it's just my job as a coach, I think. And of course, I heard like all the rumors and stuff, and the boys, the previous roster and this roster, like everyone talks about this. And I was watching POVs of my new players from PEC fall. Like that's, I think, like the best, and that's like the most secure thing for me, to watch the full POV in game. We received the replays, right? Like we could have seen like absolutely anything and everything from those grand final games and so on. So I watched them really precise. Like I spent a lot of time watching these replays. That was the key thing for me at first. I didn't see anything. Like it's just like the boys are cracked, playing really good, and so on. After that, we started testing players, and after testing them, of course, they were streaming POVs to me directly. Like I can watch anything again, both in Discord, YouTube, and so on. Like that's why I didn't see anything as well. Like, and I was really actually impressed by Hakatori's macro understanding and stuff. So for me, as you said, like it's like 4 new players, cracked and not experienced, but Hakatori is actually understanding the game quite well, even better than I was expecting him to do, you know. So and the time spent in the game, I can like correlate how they play with how they practice. He's just like bringing all the records of ranked games in the season, just every season, so many games, playing with everyone, playing the best tournaments. He's allowed by Craftphone. They're allowed to play in the grand finals, esports service and stuff. Like we cannot like search for a better situation of them playing than this. I assume like the better situation, of course, will be LAN, but we'll see. Like, of course, we will be playing on LANs if we get invitations, or we'll qualify. We'll see, right? But at that moment, we'll see another like check, and we'll have boot camps where we can like triple, quadruple check, you know. So of course I will be doing everything, and I already was doing everything. Talking about the rumors and the proofs, you know, this kind of in the community, I saw everything. Like everyone was sending me this, and it's not legit for me. It's not legit. Of course, the boys explained me everything, and I trust them. Like they're not cheating. They didn't have any accounts and stuff where they were cheating. Were some problems with multi-account bans on GLL and stuff, but nothing related to using like software and stuff. So so far we're working, and we'll prove ourselves on LAN. Something like
Sounds
this.
good.
Yeah.
I talked about this with someone the other day, and I was like, there's gonna be so much pressure on these boys, because they're now on Navi. They play their first LAN. I think it's everybody's first LAN, right? I think none of them have played on a LAN before. And there's a lot of people going, ooh, Hakatori on LAN, ooh, you know? There's gonna be a lot of pressure. And I vividly remember when the whole PUBG community thought Iroh was cheating, and then he had to play on LAN, and he was really bad on his first LAN, and everybody was like, yes, look, it's him, he's bad. And then he just dominated on his second LAN, and he went to PL, and he dominated there, and everybody was like, oh shit, everybody was wrong, apparently. But it's a terrible situation, I think, for the players to be in, and I hope they can prove themselves, because right now it's not going to be fun when there's so many people going around just saying these things and you can't really do anything to prove them wrong.
Yeah, I'm not like setting expectations and stuff. They need to get this experience and so on, like but definitely, as you said, like the pressure is there, and they will need to overcome it. That's it.
It's gonna be the biggest challenge.
Even if they like play bad on the first LAN, like we'll see further and so on. Like it's just like the thing on a distance. Still, like I remember talking to Alia back in the days about his first LAN, and he was also like saying I was shaky a bit and stuff and played not really good. So it's a common thing.
It's a very
first
common
LAN.
thing.
First LAN, it's the first LAN. Yeah. We'll see more in the future.
a lot of high profile players say as well, like you can try out someone, you can put them on your roster, you can play tournaments with them, but you only really see when you play with them on LAN how they do there. True. And some players, they just glow up, and other players, they just kind of fall apart. It's the way it goes. All right.
We're not building onliners, so
no.
Everything is put on LAN, of course.
Yes, 100%. We've been going for 30 minutes now. I have to cut this short. I have to cut it at some point. This keeps happening in all my interviews. I have to just go and cut it, because we could sit here for a long time longer. That was some uncomfortable questions, Alrein. Thank you so much for answering all of them. And thank you so much for coming on. I said before, everybody's looking at Navi. We're all excited to see what you can pull off. And I guess we'll see you in, I don't want to say soon, because it's going to be a while, but we'll see you in the tournament.
See you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was the Roster Royale episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this special of the Hot Drop. And yeah, if you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that like button. And if you don't want to miss the next normal episode of the Hot Drop, then make sure you're subscribed. There's definitely 100% going to be an episode before PEC Spring, or whatever that might be called. When exactly it's going to come out, I don't know. But the Hot Drop podcast is not going anywhere. See you guys in the next video.